What's up, guys? It's Techno Viking 23 coming to you today with a little bit of Destiny content. And today we're going to just have a little chat about the Iron Banner. As you guys know, or if you don't know, Iron Banner 5 is going to be coming out next Tuesday, which is the 17th, which is just in a few days here. So what I kind of wanted to do is, this is just going to be a general chat about the Iron Banner and some tips, some tricks, maybe if you guys haven't played Iron Banner, to help out some of the newer players. You know, if you guys are veterans of Iron Banner, you probably don't need to hear most of this, but it may refresh your memory a little bit. So anyways, guys, Iron Banner 5 is coming out on Tuesday, and it's going to have most of the same rewards we've had most already through these Iron Banners. I believe the armor items are going to be the leggings and the gauntlets again. Still no confirmation from Bungie if either of these items are going to have a level 32 light on them. I'm assuming at least one of them will, because the last Iron Banner had the level 32 gauntlets. But anyway, so Iron Banner is normally going to be in the control mode, is what they usually select for it. It has been for all the Iron Banners so far, so I don't know why that would change or be any different.
Enemy captured Zone A.
And sorry guys, when I'm trying to play PvP and commentate at the same time, it gets a little difficult because I'm focused on trying not to suck, but I got the first blood there. That's pretty amazing for me. Anyways, getting back on point, Iron Banner 5 coming out on Tuesday, and I'm actually looking forward to it. If they, you know, I kind of am and I'm kind of not. If they're going to have level 32 leggings, I'll be really excited, because that's the last piece of armor I need to try to get to 32. My, you know, I haven't had much luck with the raid in terms of being able to get the leggings, which is the last piece of armor I need to hit level 32. So that's, you know, one thing I am looking forward to, is that if they're going to have that kind of gear. Also, it looks like they're going to be offering the sniper rifle, which I already have, and then the auto rifle. Those look to be the weapon rewards this time. The auto rifle, it's not that great. The sniper rifle is really good. Plus, you can reroll your weapons. So anyways, guys, if you are going into Iron Banner for the first time, what can you expect if you're a regular Crucible player, if you don't play PvP at all? The first thing is they do have the level advantages turned on. So you will do a little bit more damage if you are level, you know, in the 30 range, if you're 29 to 32. To be honest, I don't really notice much of a change when this is active. You know, I believe it was Iron Banner 3 was the first Iron Banner I played significantly, and I was at 29 through most of it, and it didn't really seem, going up against the level 32s, that I had much of a problem. You know, it does make a little bit of an effect, but what it mostly boils down to is going to be a little bit of skill. You know, your aim, your accuracy is definitely going to help you out quite a bit in terms of, you know, how well you can do against the higher level players. Don't kill me with the fusion rifle. Got lucky there on that one with the hand cannon kill. But so anyways, I'm going to just go over a few things here, guys, to help you out if you've never played Iron Banner before, or if you're someone maybe like me who didn't do so well at PvP when you first tried it on the game and you're looking for some ways to make some improvements. First thing I would say is just pick the class that you're most comfortable playing. Now, a lot of people are going to, you know, obviously go with the Hunter. Hunter is one of the best PvP classes there is. It's a very easy, what I call a low maintenance class. It's not very difficult to you know, to use the Hunter in PvP and do very well with it. So if that's what you're looking for, then go ahead, use your Hunter. You know, the Hunter supers are amazing in PvP. It's a very good class overall for PvP. Personally, I just have always been playing my Titans, so that's what I go with. Titans can be a little bit more useful, especially in control if you're playing a defender. And I get bad juju. Oh, nice. Looks like people are using pulse rifles already, getting ready for that buff. But you know, I like my Titan. I think it, you know, defender is really good in control. And you know, you can pop your bubble on those flags and really make a big difference in terms of helping out your teammates, giving them a little bit of buff, and you know, sitting there with your shield and your shotgun, or however you want to play. But you know, pick your class that you're comfortable with. You know, Iron Banner and PvP in general is going to be more. It's going to be easier for you if you're playing a class that you know how to use the supers, you know how to use, you know, your abilities, your melee, and everything. Definitely going to help you out if you are a bit more comfortable in the game. You know, using that class that you like and enjoy. The other thing too I would say is, you know what your playstyle is going to be going into it ahead of time. Ooh, got a post-mortem. You know, is it something where you want to play up close and personal? Do you like shotguns? Do you like, you know, playing more at a distance? Me, I favor sort of a mid-range to long-range approach. I like to play a little bit further away. I like to play with hand cannons and sometimes some auto rifles that have more stability and, you know, better reach from a long distance. It just depends on, you know, whatever, like I said, whatever you're comfortable with is... Ooh, we got sniped. Whatever you're comfortable with is, you know, what you should do. And when I say that, I say, you know, pick weapons that you enjoy using. And I know I gripe a lot about fusion rifles and shotguns and all that, you know, and secondaries in general. But, you know, if that is what you're comfortable going with, then do it. You know, it's Iron Banner, everything goes. What you'll find in Iron Banner is you do get a little bit better quality gameplay than a lot of just the normal Crucible modes, because, you know, a lot of those level advantages are turned off. People are a little bit higher skilled in the Iron Banner, I've found. But weapon choice, you know, it should be a personal thing. It's whatever you're comfortable with. If you like to use hand cannons, then use hand cannons. Just know where your weapon is going to be, you know, better from. You know, is it going to be better from a long range? Is it going to be better at a distance? You know, is it going to be something where you want to get running up close to people, or if you want to stay back and kind of play a little bit safer? You know, if you're running with a hand cannon, you should probably stick at a longer range and, you know, work from mid-range to long range and just do what you can do. At least that's usually how you know, the playstyle I choose is normally a longer range playstyle. And that's, to me, I don't want to say it's a little bit safer, but it's just, you know, that's my playstyle. That's what I'm comfortable doing. I like to sit back with a hand cannon and get kills from a distance. And sometimes I'll use those auto rifles. You know, I haven't actually... God, I got to stop trying to take on snipers with a hand cannon. And that's another thing, you know, pick your engagements. Don't be afraid to back off if numbers are not in your favor. That just highlights a good thing right there where, you know, I'm using a hand cannon, that guy's got a sniper rifle, and I'm trying to take him out with a hand cannon. That's a lose-lose situation, and I'm stupid for trying to do that. And, you know, that's one thing you have to really do. When you're in the Iron Banner, you do have to think a little bit quicker on your feet, you know. Pay attention to your radar. Know, you know, if the engagement's going to be in your favor or not. If it's not, just back off. You know, stick with your teammates. There's always strength in numbers, especially in the Iron Banner when the level advantages are on. You know, so, you know, it's just strategic, having that awareness, the map knowledge, just being aware of your surroundings. It's just always good to do that. See, that guy walked right into my grenade. Got a nice kill there before the other guy wasted his Neva bomb. He's probably not real happy with me. But yeah, so Iron Banner boils down a lot to, you know, what you're comfortable with. And, you know, I used to not like PvP in this game at all. Iron Banner is actually, the third Iron Banner when I finally played it for a long time was actually what sort of turned me on to enjoying Iron Banner. I actually was able to improve my KD quite a bit, just picking up some general tips from a couple other YouTube people. There is a YouTuber, my name is Bife. He is a great Crucible player. And I will link you to his channel below. He's got some amazing Crucible videos on how to improve, how to get better at it, just in general. And I strongly suggest, you know, checking him out, checking out his page as I get mowed down by a heavy machine gun. Another tip I'll give you guys for Iron Banner. I know a lot of people favor rocket launchers, you know, for the heavy, but I would suggest actually using a heavy machine gun. The reason being is there's a lot of really good heavy machine guns that are slower rate of fire, very high accuracy, and you can use them very effectively in the Crucible. If you can get that heavy ammunition, you can actually make it last for a very long time if you have one of those slower firing machine guns. Where is this guy? There he is. Coming out with his shotgun, and you're going to get mowed down with a hand cannon. So definitely, I would suggest trying a heavy machine gun versus a rocket launcher, because if you can stay alive and use it, you can go on some really good streaks, and it just seems to be more effective to me than the rocket launcher overall. But again, you know, if you're comfortable with rocket launchers, then go with a rocket launcher. It's all about your play style. Choose your play style, and, you know, whatever's comfortable for you. Now, the other thing I would say, I'm babbling here, guys. Like I said, it's hard for me to stay on topic and pay attention to Crucible at the same time. But going back to the weapons, weapons are important, obviously, because of the level advantages. If you have an exotic, if you have a really good, you know, legendary that you've got that you like to use, that you're comfortable with, then by all means use it. However, it's not as big an issue as you might think it is. For example, the third Iron Banner was when I started to get a little bit better at PvP. I was horrendous before that Iron Banner. My KD was like around 0.3. It was just, I mean, I was one of those just absolute garbage players who had no business playing in the Crucible, let alone in the Iron Banner. And after watching some of those videos, I had learned to adjust my playstyle a little bit, learned to play a little bit better. I actually raised my KD from 0.3 to like 0.8 during that Iron Banner. I didn't play any other Crucible. It was just all during that Iron Banner. And God, I got whacked. But, the funny thing is, I played that entire Iron Banner using a rare, like a blue, hand cannon that only had a maximum attack of 242, but it had a really good impact statistic on it. So, your weapon choice, if you're a very accurate player, you can get precision shots are obviously going to be very helpful in Iron Banner. So if you're one of those players who's very good with hand cannons or very good with your aim and your accuracy in general, then you can do very well in the Iron Banner, even using not the greatest weapon. So if you have a weapon that you're comfortable using, then use it. That's not getting back onto that point. Yeah, I think it was like the Mark 56 Renegade or something. It was one of those blue hand cannons you get from the Cryptarch. And I used that the entire third Iron Banner pretty much and did very well with it. Now, in another interesting thing, in the fourth Iron Banner, which I raised my KD from like 0.8 to 0.9, like 0.93, I think, during that Iron Banner. So, I'm just continuing to steadily improve and get better at the game. And that's really all I'm concerned with when I'm trying to play, Crucible, is just trying to improve as I keep playing the game, trying to get better at it. I was using a rare auto rifle for most of that one called I think it's like ADR 96 Overkill or something like that. It's you get it from the Rock Strike drops, and again, it's just a rare. And I had the max attack on it, I think, is 294. And I was using that against a lot of level 30s and 31s, and still being very competitive and doing very well with it. And it had the Suros perk on it, actually. It was a rare auto rifle. It had the Suros perk, which slowed down your fire rate. When you zoomed in, it had very high range, very high accuracy. So if you like those weapons, if you have a good rare with a perk set on it you really enjoy, then that's what you should use. Even if it's not a legendary, even if it's not an exotic weapon. Now, obviously, if you have some exotics, there are ones like Suros Regime, the Vex Mythoclast are going to be popular in Iron Banner. They always are. So, and I'm going to... Can we get two? Nice. That's another thing I would suggest as well. I usually don't like to use my super unless there's at least 2 or 3 players where I can get a kill on 2 or 3 people. It's just not worth it if you're using it on just one person. Now, I know I am guilty sometimes. I don't want to call it panic super, but if I've been running around with my super for a long time, like you can see there, this match is just about to end. I held on to my super for most of that match. And, I was very patient that time with it. Normally, if I've held on to it that long, I'll just fire it off on one person, and I feel bad for doing that. But sometimes it's just I get tired of hanging on to my super for so long. But always try to save that super. If you got a Fist of Havoc or a Nova Bomb, try to save that super for using it on more than one person. It's going to be more beneficial if you can get multi-kills with that. So, moving on to my next point on Iron Banner, map knowledge is going to help out quite a bit, especially since it's control. You need to know the flow of the maps, you need to know the spawn points, you need to know how, if you get too close to another flag, how it may screw up the spawns. The other thing I will say, and this goes back to kind of my Call of Duty days when I used to play Domination, is if you are holding 2 of the 3 flags, and you're holding them consistently and getting kills, don't try to be Rambo or a hero and go cap that 3rd flag. I know some people really they love that total domination where, we've got all 3 flags and we've completely just destroyed the other team and demoralized them and all that. But you know what? You only really need... Control is interesting because, honestly, you can win control without any flags. I've seen it happen. I've been on a team where we had all 3 flags and we lost. I've been on a team where we had 1 of 3 flags the entire match and we won. So... It's more of a team deathmatch type oriented game. It's not as much as an objective game as a lot of people think it is, whereas like with Call of Duty with Domination, you pretty much had to hold 2 of the 3 flags for the majority of the game to get a win. With Control, the flag capturing is not as important. It is going to, it is important because it gives you the multiplier on your kills, but really, if you can hold 2 of 3 flags the entire time, you're going to do pretty well as long as your team has the strategy down where they don't try to go cap that 3rd flag, because if you leave that 3rd flag unopened, then you're going to be able to, you'll know where the enemy's coming from, you're going to be able to know their spawn, and you're going to be able to take advantage of that and just get more kills. So there's no need, if you see that third flag's over there and it's controlled by the enemy and you've got two already, don't try to be the hero and run over there and grab that. I've so many times I've been on teams where we've got a 2,000 or 3,000 point lead in control, and then somebody goes over there and grabs that third flag. They screw up the spawns and mix it all up to where we had it under had the game under control, and then all of a sudden the enemy comes back and they win the game. So if you get 2 or 3, just hang on to 2 or 3. You don't have to have all 3 of them to win. I know it can be fun if you're winning by like 10,000 points and it's in the bag, then whatever. But I know it can be fun to completely just smash that in your in your opponent's face. But overall, just play smart. If you got 2 or 3 and your team's doing well, just keep it. There's no need to run over there and grab that other flag. So that's just a little strategy type thing, and comes with knowing comes in handy knowing the maps. The best thing I can say to do is if you're if you're going to play Iron Banner is just kind of practice a little bit. Run through the Crucible a couple times. Just get the map knowledge, even if you're not trying to play well. Just go through and try to learn the maps. And I got this. This is silver or bronze Miyamoto D. This looks like a high stability, really crappy impact 67 round magazine. I may try that out. Who knows? And the last point I would make on Iron Banner, now, like I said, the level advantages they do come into play. But as I said before, I played Iron Banners at 29 against 32s, and that hasn't really seemed to affect me too much. It's all going to depend on like I said, your accuracy, your gameplay style. If you're using cover, if you're not trying to run in headlong and take people out, if you stay at a distance, use those longer range weapons to your advantage. Level advantage is nothing to be intimidated by. So even if you're like a 27 or a 28, if you can get in there, you can do well if you're a very accurate player. And on that note, I would like to suggest something some people miss when they're playing Crucible. Now, the armor that you have on can definitely help out your playstyle. For example, you see that last match, I was using a hand cannon, but you notice on my Iron Regalia gauntlets, the main perk is to increase reload speed with auto rifles. I've also got some gauntlets to help with scout rifles, special weapons, pulse rifles. Let's see. You see my carrying more ammunition doesn't really make much difference, but if you have a pair of gloves that's going to fit with the weapon, the primary weapon you're using, if you're using a hand cannon, if you're using an auto rifle, if you're using a scout rifle, then try to use armor that's going to benefit that weapon. That's going to help you, reload faster, because that can come in handy in the Crucible, especially in Iron Banner. The other thing is, too, if you have weapons that have, like if you're like this fusion rifle I have, you can slide further. It's got better hip firing accuracy. Try to use weapons that are going to have perks that are going to help you out. Help you handle your weapon better. Help you reload. Reload speed is something that always gets me in the Crucible. It seems like every time I try to reload, I'm always getting. That's usually the time when somebody else comes upon me. So it's good to have. I like to have a weapon that reloads a lot quicker than normal. But really, and then my last thing I would say, guys, Iron Banner is just try to have fun and enjoy it, I guess. That was my thing when I jumped into Iron Banner 3. Like I said, I hadn't really played Iron Banner 1 or 2. Didn't really like PvP in Destiny until that third Iron Banner. Then I got into it, kind of just decided that I was going to give it a chance and try to learn how to play it a little bit better. And since then, I've just been trying to improve in PvP all the time. I had to realize, it's not Halo, it's not Call of Duty, it's not Battlefield. It's the Crucible in Destiny. And Iron Banner in general is just an entirely different ball game. You have to learn map knowledge. You have to stay with your team. You have to really learn how to use that radar, and just learn how to plan your engagements. You have to know, if somebody's coming at you from above or from the room to your right. Just keep an eye on that radar and try to use the terrain to your advantage. Try to use your weapons to your advantage. The Crucible requires a full bag of tricks. You really have to know your play style and know what you're doing, know your weapons. So after playing it for quite a while, I'm starting to enjoy it. And like I said, I'm not the best Crucible player ever. Like I said, my KD right now is only like 0.92. But I started at 0.30, so I was horrible. I've come quite a long way, just trying to adapt and learn with every match. And sooner or later, I'm going to break even and start, working my way up. I thought about starting a new character, and because I think if I started a new character in the Crucible, and started stat tracking it, I'd probably be doing a lot better. I'd probably have a positive KD, because I noticed in the Iron Banner, especially the last two, that I have a lot of games where I'm actually above, like, I'll go 1.5 or 2.0. I had one game where I went like a 6 KD, which for me is just ridiculous. But and that's the thing too about Iron Banner is if you're like me and you play as a single, if you don't have a pre-made team that you're going in with, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because you're going to usually get placed with a lot of times you'll get placed with randoms, and I've just had just a very weird experience. Kind of like I had the same thing happen to me a lot in Call of Duty. You get on a team one game and it's just like your team is terrible. And if your team is terrible and they don't know what they're doing and you're the only one who's trying to play properly, like if you're trying to cap a flag and you're trying to play the map right, you're going to always wind up running into the other team, and you're going to always wind up just getting absolutely just dismantled by them. So I've had games like that where my other 4 or 5 people on my team were terrible, and I ended up just playing just like garbage and went like 0.6 or 0.7 KD. Then the next game I'll get matched up with a good team and we'll just completely dominate, and I'll go like 2.0. So it's going to depend a lot on your team if you're playing as a single. So keep that in mind. If you have a bad game, don't let it discourage you. What I used to get through the first 2 Iron Banners was like I really wanted those rank 4 and rank 5 rewards that they had at Lord Saladin, and I'm like, oh, I just got to keep playing, just got to grind it out, just keep playing, and you get that shiny new weapon at the end of it all. Like, I've got like Ephrodite's Spear. This is probably my favorite weapon I got so far from Iron Banner, and it was that rank 4 reward, and I just really, really wanted that sniper rifle, and plus you get the option to re-roll it till you get the perks you like on it. So the Iron Banner weapons are really valuable. Because you can just, if you want to, like, in my case, I didn't have any Void Rockets or Void Snipers. I've never gotten any of them. I always get Arc and Solar when I get something to drop. So it was really cool that I could go after that, higher level weapon, get that legendary weapon, and then I could sit there and play with it with the Motes of Light and the reroll until I got the perks set up I wanted, the damage type I wanted, and all that. So Iron Banner can be very rewarding. Just stick with it, even if you're struggling. Just try to improve each match, try to have fun with it, and just, try to realize that there's some cool rewards you can grab at the end of it. So that is what I would definitely say is just have fun with it, especially if it's your first one. It's going to be a whole new experience. Now, if you're a veteran of Iron Banner and this is going to be Iron Banner 5, you may be bored with it already. I am getting to that point a little bit since I played the last 2, but what I may do this time is I've already got most of the armor on my Titan. If they do offer a level 32 leggings, or if I'm lucky, if maybe there's a 32 chest. Actually, no, I've already got the chest. I need the leggings. So it's got to be level 32 boots this time. If they offer those, then I'll probably grind those out. But I may actually try another character, this Iron Banner, since I PvP mostly on my Titan. Grab some of that armor for my Hunter or my Warlock and see what it looks like. But anyways, guys, I think I have rambled on long enough. Let me know if you're looking forward to this upcoming Iron Banner. I plan on getting you... I'll probably do some Iron Banner videos next week. I'll probably, kind of video log my performance and just give you guys a little peek at how I'm doing and progressing through the rank system. One last thing. If you guys are going to play your Iron Banner and you really want to maximize your playtime, play it later on in the week, because the Iron Banner, the tempered buff you get, it's going to just improve quite a bit throughout the week. So if you play Iron Banner late, like if you play Saturday and Sunday and even Monday before the reset, you're going to get a ton of Iron Banner reputation. Also, wear those Iron Banner shaders and emblems. They will give you a 10% buff to the reputation gain. So if you have those, make sure you got those on, and the class item as well. I actually don't have the class item yet. I may pick that up this time. I'm not sure. Plan on using my New Monarchy class item, though, to try to get my reputation leveled up and get some more packages from New Monarchy. Anyways, guys, I'm in ramble mode, so I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. Like I said, let me know if you guys are going to play Iron Banner. Let me know what you're excited for in this Iron Banner, or if you're tired of it, or just, what your thoughts are. And as always, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video and found it helpful. And I look forward to playing Iron Banner next week. Maybe I'll even see some of you guys on there. Who knows? Anyways, guys, Techno Viking 23 signing off. I will see you guys again next time.